Every creator has a list of things that we can watch or listen to that just gets us in the mood to make something of our own. Something so familiar that you don't have to process what's happening, so you can enjoy it, but you can let your mind wander off. I have a movie from 1986 that I watch all the time. It's made me a better musician, it's made me a better storyteller, and it just makes me feel good on the inside. It's got high-octane action. It's got a star-studded cast. It's got an unforgettable 80s soundtrack, and it's full of heart. And no, it's not Top Gun. It's the Transformers movie. Hey, what's up? I'm Danny. I like to make movies about the things that I love, and today we're talking about Transformers, the movie from 1986. This movie came out a year before I was born, so I don't really remember how I got into this movie, though I was a big fan of the CGI series Beast Wars, or as it was known in Canada, the animation style of that show is dated, but it was great. When I did find out about this movie and fell in love with it, naturally being the child of the internet that I am, I went and sought out subreddits, or even before that was internet forums, to find people to talk about this movie with. And I was kind of surprised. People really don't like this movie. There's a lot of fans of Transformers that really feel like this movie took a big old poopy in their childhood, which is so sad. Which really brings me to the point of this video. I want to talk about this movie because this movie took some courage to make. They made some choices for this movie, and it really highlights the struggle that I personally have as a creator. How do you balance what you want to do and what you think the audience wants? Let's get into this. So Transformers is a TV show from 1984 that follows the Autobots versus the Decepticons. They transform into stuff. Usually the Autobots are cars and the Decepticons are planes, but that quickly changes. The TV show never really takes itself seriously. There's dancing robot dinosaurs. There's lasers that just bounce off of each other. There's surfing. It's a good time. And of course, the whole purpose for the TV show is to sell Transformers toys. So Hasbro, seeing the success of the TV show, get right away started on a movie. And the challenge they give to the filmmakers of the Transformers movie is that they have a new toy line coming out. And they have a list of discontinued characters from the show. They're gone. They can do whatever they want with them. Foreshadowing. This is where it gets wild. Buckle up for this one. So the movie starts, and immediately it's bleak. They show a planet-sized transformer named Unicron flying through space, eating planets. People are dying, and oh, thank God, the Transformers theme starts playing. Once they get past that epic theme song and the title scroll, we find out that there's a time jump between the series and the movie, and the Decepticons have won. The bad guys have won the game. But don't worry, they show you all the characters that you've grown to love from the TV show, and then they just start blasting. They start nuking these characters one after another. Apparently in the movie, laser guns takes one laser to kill a Transformer forever. Forever. I looked this up. This movie has a kill count of like 75 characters in this movie. So the Decepticons have taken over Cybertron, they fly over to Earth and start messing up the Autobot base, and oh my gosh, thank goodness our big dog has shown up. Optimus shows up, he starts doing flips, he's quipping like Spider-Man.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
This is an epic, epic scene. And no matter how many flips the guy does, what does Optimus go and do? He goes and dies. They kill off Optimus Prime. Now, I don't know if this was because they simply didn't have access to the data to know that Optimus Prime was a beloved character at the time, or they just didn't care, but Optimus was on the discontinued list from Hasbro, so they nuked him. They killed him. Apparently, kids were crying in the movie theater that they just killed off Optimus. It's bold. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. It doesn't. So once they get through the carnage that is the first 15 minutes of the movie, you get a pretty good coming-of-age story of these new Transformers characters. Now, in defense of the haters, I think the filmmakers of this movie got one thing wrong. Some people will say that you really need to make art from the inside and not care what your audience thinks, but I think if you have a built-up fan base, it's really important to have some empathy for your audience. And looking at this poster, I can tell why a fan of Transformers might be a little upset going to see the movie. The poster doesn't have any of the characters they're familiar with, and it's a little confusing too. This guy in the middle here, do you think he's the main character? No, he gets dismembered midway through the movie. Do you know who the main character of this movie is? It's this guy. And another way audiences are confused, if you look at the 20th anniversary DVD, all those guys on the front, they're not in the movie. Knowing they have this problem of trying to introduce new characters when the old characters were fan favorites, they came in hot with a star-studded cast. You had Hot Rod, played by Judd Nelson of Breakfast Club fame. He was so hot at the time.
Eat my shorts.
You have Orson Welles voicing Unicron, the big bad planet-eating transformer. It was actually one of his last roles that he ever did.
Ah, the French.
You have Eric Idle of Monty Python fame.
Bring out today. Here's one. Ninepence.
I'm not dead.
He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is. I'm not.
He isn't.
Well, he will be soon. He's very ill. I'm getting better. No, you're not.
And you have Leonard Nimoy voicing Galvatron, which is the reincarnated body of Megatron in a new form.
Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy.
Megatron? Is that you?
Here's a hint.
This movie's weird. So the rest of the movie's pretty tense. You got high stakes. And it would be even more tense if it weren't for the glorious 80s soundtrack that this movie has. On my list of things that help me be more creative is this movie, but also is this movie's soundtrack. I'll listen to the soundtrack every day of my life and I would not complain. You've got the epic reimagining of the Transformers theme song by the band Lion, and you've got two absolute heaters from Stan Bush called The Touch and Dare. You know you got the touch. So good. Not to mention you have an incredible score by Vince DiCola. And one of the more surprising soundtrack additions is a song by Weird Al Yankovic. But it's not a parody of a new song. It's a great song called What Can You Do? Dare to Be Stupid? Weird Al doing an homage to Devo on this soundtrack. They are a killer band, and that in turn got me into Mark Mothersbaugh, who is a prolific composer for movies as well.
I could do this all day.
Now, if I haven't convinced you to watch this movie yet, I want to talk about one last thing. One really important element to creating anything is knowing what your audience wants, and then either meeting or subverting their expectations. The people making the Transformers movie felt that their fans were aging, so they went edgier. Maybe they went a little too hard, kids were crying. But the kids who didn't get scarred for life, well, they now have money. So Hasbro now is making toys for adults. These are kind of expensive, and they're called the Studio Series, but they look exactly like they do in the movie, and you can't fault them for being engineering marvels. They're even quite complicated to transform, but like Pokemon, you gotta catch them all. They know their audience. Just take my money. The point I'm trying to make is every public-facing creator that has an audience always struggles between the do I do what I think is best or do I do what I think the audience wants? And I don't think there's a clear answer to that. Martin Scorsese, the director, famously has the line, one for them, one for me, which means he'll alternate between a mainstream project and on the next one he'll do a passion project. Or you can get creative with the balance and take some chances. The filmmakers of Transformers the movie had the corporate mandate of shush out the old toy line, bring the new toy line in. And They did that in a way that is unforgettable. They didn't take it safe to placate the audience. They just went in and started blasting. And I really vibe with that idea of having the courage to do what you think is best and having a little fun with it. Your homework is to go watch Transformers the movie and tell me how you liked it. Thanks for watching. Now, what do we say? Michael Bay's designs were stupid and blocky Transformers are the better way to go. The audiences will love it. That's right. Now kiss my visor. Oh, it's so flat. Your gun is digging into my hip.